Welcome to Inspired by InVideo. This week we're going to talk about text boxes, how to animate them, how to get one. Then we're going to talk about masks, and then we're going to talk about picture animation. Okay, so the question is, how do I get a text box? And what's the difference between text and text box animation? Well, the text box is already there. The secret is that it's set to the same color as your background. So if we go onto the layer, build your own scene, that's text, and we go to edit and we go to colors, you'll see we've got a box color of black and an opacity of 0 as a default. So if we turn it red and then turn the opacity up, you'll see the red begins to appear, and if we go all the way up to 100%, we've got red. Okay, I like my text box, but how do I make it bigger? Well, if you pull on the handle in the corner, your text box will get bigger, so will your text. Let's just drop it back in the middle. So you need to go to Style, and you need to undo the automatic resizing and put your text to the size you want. So let's say we're going to have our font at 100. Okay, but if I pull now on the thing, it will move the box, make the box bigger, but it doesn't change the size of the text. Okay, so that's affecting the size of the box compared to your text. You can say, okay, my text is too small now, and you can go in and say, let's make it 130, and bring your text box back up to size there. But you can see how you can play with the size of your text and the size of your text box very easily. So the second part was how do I animate? So if we go to our animation, you'll see that we've got two types of animation. We've got text box animation, and we've got plain animation, which is animating the words. Now, what you'd normally do is you'd normally animate your words first. Now, you can do that in several different methods. Word by word coming on, character by character coming on, or if you've got a multi-layered paragraph, you can bring it on a line at a time, or you can do whole, which, you know, will bring a whole paragraph of text on at a time. So let's go and make ours character. And again, you can see there's a whole vast range of different animations you can add. So let's should we do? Let's bounce it in. I quite like bounce it in. So you can just bounce it in, which comes into place and it just bounces in. Or you can bounce it from the left, bounce it from the right, bounce it from down, that's the bottom, and bounce them up, that's the top of the scene. Okay, because people sometimes go, oh, hang on, I wanted that to come from the bottom, and they hadn't selected it because they didn't realise it says from, yeah, and they were thinking it would come up, whereas up here is the top of the scene. So let's bounce it in from the top, shall we? And then we can decide how long, up to 3 seconds in length, that it can take to bounce in. Now we've just left our scene at default here, so I'm going to make it come in 1.5 seconds. Okay, oh, 1.5, not 1.4. So that's going to animate that. And if we want to have a quick look, let's play the scene. Okay, now you'll notice that that came in after a gap, and if we look at our timeline, yeah, you'll see that it's not coming in at the beginning. Now what we can do is we can slide it to the beginning and leave it to be that length, or we can make it the whole length of the video and keep it on there like that. So that will keep it on there for the whole length of the time. Okay, so we've just animated the text, and just to show that the changes work, and you can see we brought it in at a character at a time, and it bounced a little bit at the end. So now if we go to text box animation, it's currently set to none, and as you saw, it just sat there. Yeah. So what we're going to do, damn thing coming in, should have stopped those. And another one, please ignore them. Damn things. Let's just quickly get rid of those. Go manage notifications, turn them off and close. So if you didn't know how to stop your notifications coming on, you've just seen me do it. So back to animating our red box. So we have no animation in and we have no animation out. So what we could do is look again, and again we've got all these kind of fade shifts, dumps there, and you even heard my phone then. I don't know. Life's against me today. I'm having a good clean thing. So let's fade it in. So fade it in out. Sorry, fade out. Fade to right. Let's fade it from down. Oh, let's just fade it. Oh, we're on the out, so we're setting it to fade out. Sorry, not fade in. And let's set that to 2 seconds. Okay, and let's go to in. We've got none, and let's fade it in for 2 seconds. So now if we play it, you saw that it faded in, it'll sit static, and then it'll fade out. So that's animating your text, animating your text box, showing your text box up that's hidden but still there in the first place, using style to adjust the size of the font, and using the handles to adjust the size of the box. And dragging to the middle, you get your bars to make sure you're in the right place. Okay, we're going to look at masks now, and for masks I really don't need the logo, so I'm going to delete that, and I really don't want the text, so I'm going to delete that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make my scene bigger, and I'm going to drag it and make it, oh, that's moving it, we need to be in basic timeline. And let's drag the basic timeline to 6 seconds. Okay, so we've now got a 6-second video, and we could have done it here as well. So I've got my 6-second video, and I'm going to look at enhancers, and I'm going to look at masks. And as you can see, there's a whole range of numbers and shapes. So let's pick a shape. Let's pick this one, and let's just click on it, and then it's added, and then we can drag it to make it bigger. So again, we can use our lines to line up. So, but I don't want it for the whole 6 seconds, so I'm going to shorten that to 2 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to switch now to the advanced timeline, and I'm going to add a second one. This time I'm going to be in the position the second part, and I'm going to add, keep forgetting you just click here, so I've added my circle now. Mask 2, and if we go to the advanced timeline, you'll see that we've got mask 2, and what I'm going to do is amend that so as it starts there and it finishes at 4 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to add a letter. Let's take a letter G. Okay, and I'm going to change that so that that finishes there and comes there, and I'm going to make it bigger, so I'm going to stretch it out. Okay, so now I've got 3 masks. What can I do with those masks? Well, you can mask a video or a picture. So let's go to the first one, and let's go to media, and let's go to videos, and let's do cats. Okay, So we search for cats. Oh, we've got a big cat here, or we've got some household style cats here, and a variety of different cat videos. Let's have a look at this one and see if it actually does much. Oh, like Mom on board, but it'll do for us because we only want a couple of seconds of it. So we're going to drag that on and put that there, and we only want 2 seconds, so let's rip it right down and click done. Okay, so if we look up now, we've got mask 1 with a video inside it. Okay, and that's lengthened a bit, but I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to bother. I could reduce it by going to scene media and video editing it and cutting it down. I'm going to turn looping off though. So in my second one, I'm going to put an image. Let's stick with cats. Got a big yawn there. That looks good to me. Let's add the big yawn in. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. We've got the big yawn. I must have dropped it whilst right on the edge of the circle. So that gives me that, and if I go to my third mask, oh, these eyes look interesting. Let's see what they look like on the mask. Okay, so now we've got my 3 masks, we've got a video, we've got a picture. Let's play the scene. Okay, so I think that gives you an idea of how masks work. The question is, how can I animate a picture? Well, there's 3 levels of animation when you bring a picture in. You can animate bringing it onto the stage, you can animate it while it's on the stage, and you can animate it when it leaves the stage. So what I'm going to do is just do a couple of quick examples. So I had to choose a picture. Animals seem to be on trend, so I'm going to use this picture of the horses. Okay, it looks a little fuzzy, but honestly that will get sorted as we go on. So I could drag it and fill the screen, but I'm just demonstrating principles, so we're not going to worry that it's not an exact fit. So if we go to our layers, okay, you can see that we've got a logo. I stick my logo on everything. We've got a title animating a picture, and we've got media, and I'm going to give the media a name, and I'm going to call it horses. Although we've only got a small amount of a media on this, it really does pay when you get to more complex situations to have named layers. And then I guess I ought to give the logo a name. My business is called Think and Do. And do. Ooh, can't spell my own company name. Okay, you'll notice there's this big banner here that allows us, it's in beta but it seems to work well, to remove a background. We're not going to worry about that today, but it is a really nice feature that you can use. So we've got, if we're looking at our layers, we've got our horses. Well, I'm sure I changed the name of the logo. I'll just quickly call it TAD. Okay, so let's go to horses. Oh, okay, you can see you can move things up and down here. That's the level of the layer. So if I put animating a picture, it will disappear because it's gone behind the horses, and I'll bring it above to bring it back. So that's using layers to move things back and forth, but the objective here was to show about animating the picture. So if we go to horses and we click edit, we'll see here that there's image animation, and if we click on it, you'll see there's in place and out. Okay, so in is when it comes on, in place is while it's on the stage, and out is when it leaves the stage. So if we click on in and we click on none, you'll see that there is actually the ability to fade in from the left, from the right, from up, from down, etc. And you'll see that that's quite common. To shift, to slide, to blur, to zoom, to bounce in, that's my favourite, bouncing in, to wipe, i.e. wipes from one side to the other, to rotating, to rolling, to skewing, and to do a cube transition. Can't get the words right there. So we're going to just do a very, very simple thing here. We're going to bounce it in from the left. Okay, we then get the ability to adjust the duration. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 1 second because I'm simply going to do 1 second on. I'm going to do 3 seconds on the surface and 1 second out. Now I could actually make the time longer simply by either dragging here or changing the here, but I'm just going to leave it to 5 minutes because it's 5 seconds, because it's just an example. So bouncing from the left, duration 1 second. So let's play the scene and you'll see it came in from the left, and also it's already got some in-place animation because you saw it zooming in. Now they default to zoom in and zoom out pictures as a standard, but in fact you can pan and zoom. So there are two facilities, so you can pan to the right, and if we click that you can see it will pan a bit to the right, but I stick with the zooms because you need a bigger picture really to pan from left to right. So let's set it to zoom in. So while it's in there, it's going to zoom into the picture, and the last opportunity you get is out. And again you can see we've got it set to none, and again you get the same kind of things: shifts, slides, zooms, wipes out, wipes in, bounces. We're going to do this one different. We're going to pick on a rotate, and we're going to pick on a roll, sorry, and I'm going to roll it to the right. Okay, now again we've got the ability to there. If we set this to 1, so that's 1 second coming in, we've got that will give us 1 second going out, so that will give us 3 seconds of it on the stage. I hope that makes sense to you. And if we play the scene now, you can see it bounced on, the animation is zooming in, and then it rolled off to the right. Now there's loads and loads of different things, so let's just quickly change that, and let's wipe it out let's wipe it out to the center. And if we play it again, and you'll see it wiped out to the center. So loads of animation you can do, but it's only movement of the picture itself. It's not moving or affecting anything that's within the picture. So let's run through that again. We've got in animation, we have bounce from left. Let's do something, zoom it from up, and let's in place we've got zoom in. Let's do that to zoom out, and out we've got wipe to center. Let's what should we do? Let's bounce it out this time, and we're going to bounce it out to the right. So if I hit play scene again, you can see it came down in, it's zooming out, and then it's bouncing out to the right. So that's in, zoom from up, so it's coming from the top, in place it's zooming out, and out it's bouncing to the right. So you can do quite a bit with the pictures and make them a bit more entertaining. So I hope you find that useful, and if you need any help, just ask. That's it for today. Bye.